The season of adventure senseless is happening now. Black Rover, above and beyond.
How do I turn this off?
Jump into Old Navy for up to 60% off the entire store. That's up to 60%.
I can hear all the food in your mouth.
Oh, you live now?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
I just said that out loud to you.
Damn.
That's why it says live right there.
I just saw that.
Oh my God.
I'm sitting over here munching like a motherfucker too.
Hey.
Hey, that is too funny, man.
What is wrong with you?
I did not know that at all.
Did you get to watch, or not watch, because I don't think you ever posted
I
the
didn't.
video.
I'll post that this week.
Goodness gracious. Did you get to listen to this week's episode of the podcast, Lashara?
I always wanted to say this. We live, y'all.
Let's not.
I'm sorry. This cookie good in the morning.
Let's not and say we did.
So, you know, a lot of people were asking about what we was talking about, the open thing. So many people was like, nah, that's cheating. It's like, yeah, of course.
I believe open relationships are a form of cheating.
I want another cookie.
Oh, stop eating the cookies.
Them cookies good. Them
Oh,
cookies fire.
Not what I'm trying to do.
Well, Shara, why you didn't watch the listen to the podcast? It was great. I think it was wonderful this week. We talked about what did we talk about?
Open
relationships.
And how they start as threesomes.
And how they we believe that they start as threesomes. So that's funny, man. That's funny. But no, like I was talking to one of my coworkers. They was like they had a discussion about it too. They was talking about
hey Kiki.
Who's Kiki? Kiki, do you love me? What's up? No, they was talking about like somebody was like actually like, no, it's dope. It's cool. I was like, man, that's probably like the most uncool thing to do.
Right.
But I don't know, it's a different time, you know. What'd they say?
She said don't start, Tommy.
I'm not.
So, Lashara, just to catch you up,
Let me go get another cookie.
It was basically where we decided to talk about open relationships on this last episode of the podcast because we were watching Real Housewives of Atlanta, and Shamari and Ronnie said that they had tried an open relationship, and I'm of the opinion that open relationships are considered cheating. And we kind of sat back and discussed, like, how do you even get into an open relationship? Like, how do you have that conversation with the person that you're with to say, hey, I want to be with someone else? Hey, Kiki, my other Kiki.
Hey, Kiki.
You haven't met her. That's my god sister.
How you going to introduce this cookie? Good. What was you saying?
I was just going through and saying what we talked about.
Hmm.
That's the same thing I said. If you want to be with somebody else, I guess the thing is to break up. But a lot of people, especially if you're married, people don't want to get divorced to go try other things. I feel like you need to try everything before.
You just have to have a threesome. Everything else will be okay.
Because how else do you start having an open relationship?
Because of threesomes. Threesomes start everything, man.
They do.
Now, gangbangs are something completely different.
Why are we talking about gangbangs? How did we get here?
I don't know. But damn, that's crazy though, man. Like I don't get the concept of wanting to be in one, because I mean, like if you actually think about it, if you want to be in a relationship with somebody else, you don't think that your relationship that you're in is perfect, or the person, like the relationship itself can be perfect, but the people that's in it are imperfect. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like if you're in this relationship, you don't really, and you want to be in another open relationship, that messed me up a little bit. And you want to be in an open relationship, then you're finding a discourse. It's a disconnect somewhere in your relationship, and so you have a much bigger problem than just being in an open relationship. So, as I bite my cookie, what'd you just do? Oh.
I don't know much about Tiana and Iman's relationship.
Who's that? Oh.
I know who they are. Do you know who they are?
Tiana Taylor.
Yeah, and Iman Shumpert. I don't know a lot about their relationship. Are they having threesomes?
Then they're in an open relationship.
Open is threesome.
Okay.
Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying an open relationship is, to me, an open relationship is somebody that's in a full-blown relationship with another person.
Okay.
And I'm in a relationship with you.
But I was thinking of it as like testing the waters with this person while I'm with you.
I'm going on dates with two people. I'm cheap, man. I don't want to go on 2 dates with 2 other people.
You are cheap.
It's too much money, man.
You are very cheap. So I guess for me, if I would suggest, if you're gonna do it, like do whatever you're gonna do with your spouse rather than on the side of your spouse. Why are you messing with my tree? But yeah, do what you do on the side, like not on the side, but like with your spouse, other than going out and exploring. I just feel like STDs are way too real to be having sex with anybody that you're not in a relationship with, and that's just my thing. No, I don't think open relationships are threesomes. Although we concluded this week that open relationships start as threesomes.
Yeah.
So don't have a threesome, you won't end up in an open relationship.
Obviously, easiest thing. Don't have a threesome. But the funniest part is, or the biggest thing that I feel, if the woman of the relationship came up to the man and was like, hey, can we be in an open relationship? It doesn't look as bad as the man coming up to the woman, hey, can we be in an open relationship? Because the first thing the woman is going to say, where'd this line of questioning come from?
Exactly.
And I'm like, hey, you like the man, I don't know what's wrong with men, but we won't look at it and think that same thing either. We won't say, where'd this line of questioning come from? The first thing we're going to do is like, so you mean to tell me what are you doing?
Can you leave me alone?
I'm trying to.
What you say, Kale? Open relationships ain't for me. I open the door so she can get the fuck on, though. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. Because obviously they want to do something else.
Right.
So, I don't know. I think it's interesting, though, that people do go into open relationships and just trying to find what they're looking for. I wonder what it is that they're looking for.
I don't know what they're looking for.
And I hope they find it.
Yeah.
You see, I try to wear black so I look slim while I'm eating a cookie.
That's really fat.
Was it working?
That's what you wanted to do. I'll lie to you about anything.
I don't want you to lie to me now. Don't lie to me. What you doing, man?
Leave me alone.
Stop messing with stuff.
I didn't think that through.
Obviously, you didn't.
Okay.
I have my phone back.
What you need it for?
Hey. She went to UT with us.
She did. Hey, Elizabeth.
Hey, Elizabeth. So let me ask, if your significant other asks to be in a open relationship and had a valid reason.
What could be a valid reason?
I don't know.
I don't think there are any valid reasons.
Okay, let's say we had a threesome and I want to be in an open relationship. I don't know what a valid reason. What is a valid reason?
I don't know of
for
a
an
valid
open
reason.
relationship.
I think that maybe I'm not gonna say too much emphasis, but I place a lot of emphasis on marriage. So there's nothing that you can tell me in my marriage to make me say, hey, I want to kind of get with somebody else. I'm be like, you couldn't do that before August the 21st, 2016?
You didn't know that you wanted to be with somebody else?
She said, please stop.
I told you I couldn't find one.
Yeah.
I couldn't find a valid reason at all. I don't know. That's crazy, though.
Hey, Jamisha.
Hey, Jamisha.
Jamisha is a cousin
Hey,
on
Jamisha.
Asia's side.
Oh. Hey, Jamisha.
Jamisha and I actually graduated together, too.
Yeah.
Yes.
But damn, man, what would be a valid reason somebody would say, let's be in an open relationship? Other than a threesome, what you got?
I don't have any valid reasons. And even the threesome isn't a valid reason. I just feel like that's how it started. Because that's the only way that I can see that you would walk into the situation and say, hey, by the way, let me try this.
Yeah.
Because you're already trying this together.
It gives you a reason. How do you come up with the even to present the threesome? How do you come up with that? Because I feel like that's with the threesome that gets you into that's a form of open relationships. So how do you get into that part? Like, how do you ask for a threesome?
You gotta have somebody that's willing to do it.
And how do you know that that's what your life needs at that moment?
I don't know.
And then also,
I feel like that's something you need to do before you get married too.
Yeah. And also with an open relationship, do you come up with like the rules? How do you come up with the rules? Like, what's too far?
Everything is too far.
Like that's the crazy part, right? It's like, what's too far in an open relationship?
That's what I was doing with your phone.
What?
Too. That's everything is too far. Like, I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me.
I don't either, man. I'm trying to understand, man. Like what people think about it. I mean, I'm not interested in it. It's just too much outside of. I don't feel like it's a safe thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of that, I just don't understand, like, or I kind of want to understand where people are coming from when they say they would, like, what is it that they're truly looking for, and then I want to kind of understand what is it that they're trying, what's their outcome of it, you know? And how do you present that, man? It's like, that's the hardest thing. Like, what gave you the idea that the open relationship was the solution to your problem?
I mean, when we were watching Real Housewives, her rationale was she started dating him really young, and she considered 21 to be really young.
Yeah.
And she said that at 21, she had thought about being with a girl, but she had never tried it. And they were having issues, and so she just said, let me go try it. And she presented it to him as something to do.
I don't know about that one, buddy.
I agree with you, Renee. Open relationships are not for marriage.
Nah, they're not. I think they're for like somebody that's just dating, somebody just talking to a chick.
Then it's not an open relationship. It's dating.
I feel like that's an open relationship. It's dating.
It's literally just dating.
Like, no, like it's not for marriage. It shouldn't be
Right.
for marriage. I believe that a lot of people that, um, or somebody that comes up and says, "Hey, I want to be in an open relationship," they really ain't trying to work on their marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Like the problem is, if somebody's in an open relationship inside of their marriage, they're trying to work on something else other than their marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like they're getting into the marriage, and then in the middle of there's like, oh, we're here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is what they're talking about. I don't want a piece of this.
Right.
You know, it's like putting somebody on hold to go do something else. Let me call you right back so I can go shoot this layup. It's kind of like how it is to me.
And this
like,
layup
what?
is this girl
Right.
over here. Yeah, that doesn't sit well with me. Like, just even looking at it, I don't know. Even looking at it statistically, where, you know, like right now, we live in Metro Atlanta, and they just had this big news story come out saying that basically people in Atlanta need to get on some type of HIV preventative medication.
Oh, time out. Like I always see. Well, I don't know the name of the medicine.
There's one called PrEP.
PrEP.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, man, why they just won't get the cure?
They're saying that there's not a cure.
It's a cure for it. They got the preventative stuff.
Hi, Regina.
But go ahead.
You have all these people who are prone to HIV, which can develop into full-blown AIDS, and you're saying, hey, I want to go out and have sex with other people, and then you could be possibly bringing that right back home. Like, that just, it doesn't sit well with me.
But is that the only thing for an open relationship, though? Is sex the only thing that excuse me, that determines that you're in an open relationship? Because that's something else I was thinking about, was if you're in an open relationship and you're like, I don't want to have sex with other people, I just want to be able to go on a date with somebody, which I don't understand why somebody would want to do that.
You need to go find you a friend and get out my face.
Right, I don't understand why somebody would want to do that.
That just doesn't make sense to me. She said, I'm so glad I'm married.
right, exactly.
But we're talking about married people being in open relationships. That's the confusing part.
Man, all this is confusing. This open relationship. And then even on Facebook, I always had that question, like,
what question?
What does open relationship mean when people put it on Facebook?
It's complicated.
To me, that means you ain't in this relationship with this person that you think you're in a relationship with.
It's complicated. That's
what is that? It's complicated. What's so complicated about it?
Donnell Jones said, I'm just trying to see where I want to be.
Man, we all know what Donnell Jones was trying to do.
Getting a new girl.
He was trying to get in some guts that wasn't in the guts of the girl that he was with. So,
right.
Boom, there it is. Dropping knowledge.
She said open relationship married. What if you like the new partner's edition more than your spouse? You prefer the new edition sex over your spouse? We have a big problem. That's a huge problem.
Ooh.
Because, like, for me, if you go out and you introduce this new person and then you come back and you like, hey, you don't do it like this, girl, like, I'm offended. I'm appalled. And I don't know how to handle this. Yes, Regina, Black people do this. We got this from watching Real Housewives.
I didn't think about that, man. That's wow. You leave. Your marriage is ruined. Your relationship is over. You leave. There's no point of even trying to be in a relationship no more. Because that's like you just fall out of half of it. Like, man, most of the time men are doing stuff to have sex with their wife.
Hey, Bianca.
Oh, hey, Bianca. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? But if you fall in love with the next person, with the other person, being in the open, I guess that's the point of an open relationship, to figure out if that's who you want to be with.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I don't know. That's I don't know. It ain't for me. If you came to me talking about you want to be in an open relationship,
hey, Kristen,
I'm gonna be like, man, this is crazy. I ain't gonna say chick.
I don't know.
I know we some thirsty people. Man.
This ginger ale is just so good. It only comes out this time of year, so I have to take advantage of it. I don't know what your problem is.
Thirsty.
Been talking too much.
Yeah, guess so.
Mm-hmm.
Let you talk.
No, keep going.
You're
entertaining.
No, I'm not. I'm not doing anything. I'm just smiling, looking at myself. I can't stop looking at my things.
I have all these wigs. Lee can have an open relationship with all of us.
Man, but
more power to you. I only got one wig and I don't wear it. Point of an open relationship is for people to be nasty. Exactly, your marriage is over.
Yeah, man.
I agree.
I don't know, man. Just nobody could come to me and be like, "Hey, I want to." I don't even know how you present the question or the.
I told you on the actual episode, the only way that I could think of a person saying, I want to get into an open relationship is basically to like mention that after y'all have a threesome. Because that is literally the only gateway that I like. That's the only segue into it that I can find. Hey, Antoinette, I got 50 people in my emergency drawer. I mean, I get it.
How do you bring it up? Do you bring it up over pillow talk or at dinner or at breakfast? You be like, "Hey, you want some eggs?" But then, by the way, I want to.
Modern families don't have breakfast together like that.
Like,
not regularly.
Like, where and when do you bring this up? Y'all just sitting on the couch chilling. Then all of a sudden, you just come out and be like, "Hey, I want to have an open relationship."
Present the question, no ma'am. I don't know how you do it. Like, it doesn't make sense how you present the question to say, "Hey, I want to go be with someone that's not you."
Right.
Because you spent all this time trying to be with just that person, like to get to marriage. And then next thing you know, they're saying, "I'm just trying to figure out what this be like." That don't make sense to me.
That's funny, man. Open relationships. Lord Jesus, that's it for us. That's it. Hey, no more for me.
Remember, what was that movie, Brown Sugar, when he was sitting there, he was like, "We're celebrating. What we celebrating? My divorce."
Like, hold on. Like, so let's say we got the question out, right? What happens when the answer is no, and the other spouse know, like, you know that, okay, this guy or this girl wants to be and be with somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how does that affect the marriage at that point? How do you move forward from that? Because it's not something you can just say, "Oh, they was just playing." Something you can just wipe off. You know what I'm saying? That's an issue in your relationship.
I move forward, but don't try me. Tupac said, "I ain't no killer, but don't push me."
But the basis of a marriage for me, in my eyes, is built off of trust and communication.
Right.
This person just communicated with you that they wanted to break your trust and be with somebody else.
What marriage?
Exactly.
Divorce.
But if somebody wanted to be with you and they expressed that they wanted to be with somebody else, like, that's a trust. That's a, like,
you better close your eyes and
at
dream
all
about
times
it.
you're gonna be like, "Dang, so is they trying to be with somebody else this time, or what they doing?"
The reason to wait to have sex before marriage is to only have sex with your mate, then boom, you open your relationship and now you got options. You had all those options though before you got married.
Like, just don't get married. Just have an open relationship.
Right. But are they breaking your trust when they are asking you?
I mean, like, they're not breaking your trust when they're asking you.
Tommy asks me a lot of dumb stuff I say no to.
But it's like, after that question, it's like, how do you come back from it? Like, do you just be like, "Oh, they asked me that 3 days ago and I ain't worried about it"? Because
that's one of those. And another thing. Right. When we having an argument.
Right. It's going to come up. You want to be in an open relationship and shit. I'm gone.
You really took an exit.
And you leave, and that be in the argument. That's one of those always in the argument type things.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, in a sense, it does kind of break. Well, for me, in a sense, it breaks your trust, but it's not breaking your trust to a point to where it's ruining the marriage. It's like, right. I know not to, like, this this person is trying to be in the open, or he had an idea once and it didn't work out as he planned it to. So
that's when you pray more to keep the division out. That's true.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I agree
That's
with
definitely
that.
true. Man, you definitely got to call on some prayer warriors then, boy. You got to get down in the prayer closet, boy.
Do you take that to church
Yeah,
and be
you
like,
do.
Bishop?
Hey, Bishop, come talk
to
to me. I need to talk to you right
let me
now.
tell you what my husband asked.
Let me tell you what this fool asked me. That's what you say. That's when you go to your pastor, your leader, your spiritual leader, and you say the realest thing you can think of to describe your spouse, because they gonna slip and bump their head.
Right.
Crazy, man. But it works for some people. That's the crazy part. It works. It definitely works for some people.
Regina said, "Let me get this purple wig out." I got a blonde one. I don't wear it, but I got a blonde one.
Purple wig.
You want somebody different?
I don't think that's the point of the.
If you want to go try somebody different, hey, I'm giving you somebody different to try. It's just me.
But is
with
it
a
only
purple
about
wig
sex
on.
though?
I mean, I would think that it is. What else could it be about?
I don't know. It could be. Nah. Yeah, I guess so. I guess you're right.
My bishop would be like, I'm not qualified. I think our bishop would look at Tommy and be like, well.
He'd be like, brother.
Tommy, I don't know now. I don't know. When I told my husband that someone was interested, that's what we did. Y'all prayed about it? Or you tried wigs? Do I need to try a wig?
I ain't gonna be in no open relationship.
Oh, okay.
Shit. Yeah, you can try
Time together. I see that. I don't know what that means.
Time together.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's gonna help you get more time together with each other. You know, spend like you gotta separate some things, man. Take some things into you gotta separate it and put some more things into your time, like focus more so on togetherness than you do, oh, I want to be with somebody else outside of here. You know, that's a time when you really come together when because you know something is wrong, you know, and you come together and really come strong together and focus on each other.
I agree. Yes, no open nothing. Like, no, we not.
We
I don't
open the door.
What are we opening?
I'll open the door so you can come in, but other than that, no.
As Regina says, open the drawer and take out a wig.
Right. Like, you want me to be who today? Would you like me to do this?
Like, do I need to have accents? I can pick
you
them up.
You start working on other stuff, man.
Regina, yes, really. Black people do this. Like,
yeah.
Like,
I don't think it's a race thing. I don't think it's a American thing. Well, I don't know if it's just only an American thing, but I think it's of the times now. I think it has something to do with how easy it is for us to access each other. Mm-hmm. Like Tinder. I always thought Tinder was like a.
You been on Tinder?
Never been on Tinder. I'd be lost without you. I just want you to know
that came out before we got together, though.
That's what I'm saying.
About your previous life.
No, I've never been on Tinder. I didn't understand it, so I definitely would be lost without you. But
emergency hair drawer,
man. But it's like the access to so many people is the times of right now. You know, so many people have access to other people to do what they're doing, like what we're doing right now, being live with everybody, answering questions, having questions for them and stuff, interacting with everybody. It's like being able to do that, man, is crazy. And so that's what gives the idea.
He said, pray together from the time you get up. Tommy, you saw me and my wife pray before we left the house.
Yeah.
That's something that we do every single morning.
Every morning we pray.
Mad or not, upset, all that. He makes sure that we pray together every morning before we leave the house.
Right. Boogers all in my eyes and stuff like
bad breath.
Right. Just turn your head. I'm gonna kiss you on your cheek, man. But no, you gotta practice those things to be inclusive. You know, it's just you and my wife against the world, not me and my wife. And then on Saturday, I'm gonna go over here with Keisha, and because what if you start doing some freaky stuff over there with Keisha?
I mean,
that your wife ain't with,
right?
Then you in a conundrum. New word of the week: conundrum.
Conundrum. Spell it.
I don't know how. I don't know how, but I did it. Oh man, what's up, Rena?
She said, "I don't know no black swingers. I don't know any either."
And that's another thing. Swinging is completely different from an open relationship.
Hey, Rena.
Swinging is different from an open relationship.
Kristen, I just pick a name. My sister's name is Keisha. Actually, my god sister and my stepsister are both Keishas. Yes. You've only met my stepsister. You haven't met my god sister.
I'm trying to finish this bottle of water.
Oh, okay. He said spell it.
I can't.
Kick Keisha in the head.
I can't spell it. Conundrum. I can. Nope. I'm gonna Google it in a minute.
By next week, you need to know how to spell it. By next week.
Man. But yeah, open relationships, man, are just really interesting. I wish I knew somebody cause the friend to a friend that's in an open relationship. How do you what do you guys talk about? Like if your friend was in an open relationship and she talked to you about it, what do you say?
I don't say anything. She said, "Teach me on 50."
For as a man, you be like, bruh, so how does that work out?
No, because I've had friends tell me that guys are trying to talk to them, and I'm like, no, I'm not really trying to hear any of that conversation because you just need to let go that platonic friendship. It's a nice way to ask to cheat or say you want to try this other person to show y'all something new without being punished for lusting over someone besides your spouse. I don't know black swingers, but I do know black people who are in 3-person relationships. Okay, I guess that would be like polyamory.
Hey, what's the thing where they married to multiple?
That's polyamory.
I don't get that, man. I'm just sorry, man. I don't want to deal with so many different attitudes and so many mood swings. And
hey, auntie. That's Artie's auntie.
Hey, auntie.
I mean, that honestly, open relationship sounds like you're asking to cheat. It's like asking for a hall pass, and it's just a consistent hall pass.
And we need to watch the movie Hall Pass.
Okay.
But
and you said you're gonna ask Lee. He's 11 years younger. I mean, Lee is 9 years. He's 9 years older than me, so he's in the middle between us as far as age is concerned, and I don't know nothing about it.
Wait a minute, we just can't. Y'all too silly, man. Y'all are too much. But even what was I finna say?
I don't know.
I was finna say something profound.
You probably weren't.
Profound. It's gonna be awesome.
Awesome.
It was going to be awesome, but I can't remember what it was.
Can't remember. Lee said, "What's the question?"
A get out of jail free card.
Yes. Actually, how would he ask his wife to have an open relationship? I'm not trying to start nothing in your house.
Please don't. Please don't. We don't want to start anything in nobody's house. We're just curious.
I mean, I don't know anybody that's actually had an open relationship. All the people that I know that have said they've had their threesomes not in committed relation, not in marriage. It was just them and 2 chicks.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that works. Open relationships is your spouse saying they aren't satisfied. That's exactly what it sounds like to me.
And that's what it is. Somebody's not satisfied, and then you work on how to satisfy that person. Because it can't just obviously be
the solution shouldn't be let me go find somebody else.
Let me go have sex with somebody else. Because I think we came to the conclusion that an open relationship is a sexual relationship with
you were the only
else.
one that had a question about it.
Oh, okay. Okay. My bad. See, You see how lost I am with it?
I
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
But you lost with most things, babe.
Yeah, I know. Like conundrum. It's a conundrum.
What'd he say? Spell it.
Mm-mm. No, you ain't gonna get that from me. Spelling bee champ, 3rd grade.
I
Yep.
lost every spelling bee I was there in the first round.
Did you have that big book too?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Now I'm really thirsty.
See.
What else we got?
She's saying exactly to Kristen about
Yeah.
open relationships is your spouse saying they aren't satisfied. I fully agree with that. Like, I can't see any other reason that you would just walk up to me and say, "Hey, babe, I want to have sex with somebody else," or "I want to be with someone else in another way."
Well, what if your spouse said, "I just want to go on a date with someone else"?
What y'all date for?
Why does somebody want to have sex with somebody else?
I don't know. That was a hard eye roll for me too.
Oh,
Lee
okay.
said bringing another person is an excuse, and he got 50 people in his wife's emergency hair drawer. That's my cousin.
That's true.
That is my cousin.
That is my cousin as well.
So,
That's
yeah.
funny, man.
I guess we're about to wrap this up. We've been on here for 36 minutes.
Yeah, I'm having fun with y'all.
Thank y'all for coming by and
Hey,
chatting with us.
Listen to the podcast, man, because
Yeah.
it even gets interesting on there as well. I'm gonna upload the actual YouTube video of us recording it. So yeah, that's what
Conundrum.
conundrum. It's a conundrum.
All right. Well, I guess we will.
Danielle.
Hey, Danny. I guess we're
Man,
gonna
we
end
got 30
this.
minutes.
Yeah, 36, almost 37
36
minutes.
minutes. That's interesting.
We're gonna end this now, and y'all can just watch the replay and check out this week's episode. Thank you, Jamira. Thank you for listening. Jamira and I went to elementary
Thank
school
you,
together.
Jamira.
That is like my oldest
We really
friend.
appreciate you listening.
Like, that's not my family. That's my oldest friend.
Oh, okay.
I've known her the longest. Man, let me get my purple wig out and drink
Oh,
another
Lord.
margarita.
Lee, have a great night, Lee. Basically keeping the spark in your man. That's a major thing. That's something we should talk about.
Yeah.
That's definitely something we should talk
That
about.
might be what we can talk about with our guest couple.
Yeah, definitely. So we got another episode dropping Tuesday.
Oh, thank you, Renee.
Oh, thank you, Renee.
You so fake.
I'm trying not to be fake. I'm sorry.
Merry Christmas, Regina.
Merry Christmas.
As you can see,
Merry Christmas, Pinky.
the Christmas tree is up. It's been up since Thanksgiving night. Jamira, you can catch the beginning of it because it should like save and you can replay it to see what we talked about at the very beginning. She said, "Hootie hoo." All right, y'all. Have a good night. We'll see y'all next week.
All right, bye. Bye-bye. This is funny.